This is a very sick and twisted story, and what this individual did is absolutely terrifying. This slideshow only has two images, the first being of a young child by the name of Jamie Lavis, and the second image shows Jamie's parents on either side of a man by the name of Darren Vickers, an extremely evil person. To truly get some context to this case and understand why Darren is so evil, we need to go back to 1997, where Jamie, the young child, would board a bus in the greater Manchester area. On this day in May, after Jamie would board this bus, he would never end up returning home, which would leave his parents frantically searching for him and prompt them to call authorities. Authorities pieced together Jamie's trail, and they did find out that he was on the bus. However, they really didn't know what happened to him afterwards. A few days later, the man who was driving the bus, Darren, decided to visit Jamie's family and console them, stating that he felt horrible because he was the last person to see Jamie alive. Over the course of the next 2 years until 1999, Darren would slowly insert himself and worm his way into Jamie's parents' lives. He claimed that he simply wanted to help Jamie's parents find their lost son, and over the course of these 2 years, Jamie's parents would almost adopt Darren himself, and he would be living at their place. And little did Jamie's parents know, the person that they were housing that they thought was so nice was actually the person responsible for Jamie going missing and Jamie losing his life. For 2 straight years, this charade played on, where Darren would be friends with Jamie's parents, that is, until Jamie's remains were found. After finding Jamie's remains, police were able to finally piece together the entire story, and they found out exactly what we knew all along: Darren was the murderer. Now initially, Darren claimed that Jamie had started hitting his pay station, so he pushed him off, and Jamie accidentally fell and lost his life, and he didn't know what to do. But the reality of the situation is that Darren had groomed Jamie into staying on the bus for the entirety of the route, and after that, he did some unspeakable things to him because he was attracted to him. Darren would then have his way with Jamie, eventually finishing all of his business that he wanted to do, and then he would take Jamie's life and hide him and eventually go on to make friends with Jamie's parents. In court, Darren would be sentenced to 25 years in prison before eventually becoming eligible for parole, and since this happened in the late 90s, Darren actually was eligible for parole back in 2023. And a lot of people were very nervous that Darren was going to be walking free from this, but of course parole was denied given the gravity of his crimes and the fact that this is a very sick and depraved individual. This story also goes to show you that in a lot of these murder cases, the person who is the murderer oftentimes hangs out a lot closer to the case than you think. A lot of these guys will actually help look for victims so they can find out just how close police are to catching them, so keep that in mind if you are ever involved in something like this, but hopefully you're not. As always, let me know what you guys think about this case in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.